Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and I wanted to do a video on these viral silky washable crayons that I saw all over TikTok, and people are saying they're like budget watercolors or gel crayons. I wanted to test them out. In this video I wanted to color 3 fruits, and I wanted to see how these crayons could handle different textures and how they can blend and what type of mediums are even possible with these colors. I wanted to see if they're really worth it. So right off the bat, you get a lot of colors and you get them for cheap as well. So I bought the 36 pack for $24, which is basically a bargain because usually art supplies are not really cheap unless you do want to go for like cheaper options. Based off of this swatch that I'm doing for this drawing, I'm trying to draw some star fruits. I was trying to see like if it will, handle the pencil test. It kind of did fail, but it's very creamy when you first lay it down, and it almost feels like an oil pastel, but it's like a lot smoother than oil pastel because oil pastels are more textured if anything. But when I tried to finger blend it, it didn't really finger blend as well as I thought it would. It's probably because of the type of paper that I was using. I was using sketchbook paper, but it didn't blend as much. But as soon as I started using water, that's when it started blending well. But I would say it didn't blend as I thought it would. It could be because there was a lot of water on my brush. So for the star fruit, I used like a mix of yellows and greens and a little bit of like a yellow ochre, so slightly brownish yellow. The colors were really vibrant, they were really bright. The green that I used for this one was a kind of blue green. You can tell as soon as you lay down the green that it had like a little bit of a bluish tint. I thought it was just gonna be straight green, but no, it was like closer to like a teal if anything. And another thing I wanted to point out is that the colors are really saturated, so they're really vibrant. There's like, if you put it onto like a hue thing, it'll be like the brightest hue that you can think of on there. You can even see in this clip right here that I tried to blend with my finger, but it wasn't really working that well. It just kind of like just sat on top of the paper, and it kind of did form into this really thick blob. And then when I used the water, that's when I noticed that it was blending like crazy. But as you can see in this clip right here, the water blends out really nicely as soon as you use the brush to spread the colors out. And here's the drawing that is finished. It's not fully dry, but I wanted to see how it would do with the pencil. You can still see the pencil in the drawing, but it still worked out pretty well in the end. I just would, next time I'm just not gonna use pencil. Okay, so moving on to this next drawing, I wanted to draw a pomegranate, and it really showed like how like vibrant the colors are, and also practice color theory with this one. And it just showed me how blendable everything was and how it was not close to matching the photo, but it was pretty close to matching like the textures and everything. Something I did notice though is that once you lay down the colors and let them sit for a little bit, they do become smear proof. Really did remind me of watercolor pencils, but you just get like a thick crayon. And if you want to be more precise, I would suggest getting watercolor pencils if anything. So for this fruit, I really wanted you guys to guess like what I'm about to make with these colors. So I grabbed some purples, some burgundies, yellows, even a black, even that weird yellow ochre color that I got from the star fruit one. And I wanted to draw this fruit, and it's one of my favorite fruits because it's, I don't know, the flavor of it, especially in drinks, is so nice. But what I can get from these things are like, they're not usually, I don't see them being used for like detail work. Obviously, because once you open up the packaging and everything, you see that it's like a very thick tip. So it's really good for backgrounds. And I've seen people use it for like fish in water, or these very intricate designs used for backgrounds and everything, and I think that's like where its strong suit is at. But as for using it for detail work, I would say like doing like a swatch on a separate sheet, and then kind of like when you dip a brush into ink. Basically, when you wet the brush, you brush it onto the swatch and then brush it onto the artwork that you're trying to create. So for my final verdict, what do I think about the Silky Washable Crayons? To be honest, I do really like them. They're a really good budget choice, that's for sure, because I only spent $24 on it, and you get 36 colors, and the colors are really nice and blendable. You get a really nice coverage, you have a ton of colors, and then once you learn how to like work with it using the water, then you'll be able to get some really nice drawings out of them. I wouldn't say they're really blendable dry. I've seen people just instantly put on the color and then blend it, so I think that's where my fault was at, or it was the type of paper that I was using. But I saw it was more blendable when you wet the paper and then you were able to color it with the color that you're using. But one thing is like once it sets, it's like it doesn't smear, which is great, and I definitely see myself using these again for like really large drawings, but not necessarily for like detail work. I would say for these crayons, they're like the perfect middle ground. If you do want to use it for something like very detailed, you have to like experiment with that, but honestly you can get some really nice drawings out of these. They're not professional equipment, but they'll have a professional turnout if anything. But that's all I can get from it. I will rate this at least, I'll give it a 8.5 out of 10. They're great for blending. You get an abundance of colors. They're really nice on paper, and they work with a lot of different type of paper types, which is cool. But I just don't see myself using these for anything other than large backgrounds or anything with larger coverage. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. I do have a Ko-fi. If you guys want to donate $1, if you want a commission from me, you can either just send me a quick DM on TikTok or request through Ko-fi, and I'll be able to do something in regards of what requests you'll be requesting from me. Yeah, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what type of videos that you want from me. I do plan on doing more fan art for Deltarune because I'm really excited for the next chapter to come out, and I do have some drawings on the way. I had an idea on like koi fish sisters, and I'm doing one half of the koi fish, and the drawing is coming out pretty beautifully. I just need to record it, color it, and then I'll be able to post it within the next week. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.